Picture this. You are alone in the dark. No fire yet, no shelter nearby. The forest around you is alive with sounds, rustling, growling, snapping branches. And then, out of the shadows, a wolf steps into view. Not running, not attacking, just watching you. What would you do? Most of us would freeze, maybe scream, definitely run. But somewhere between 15,000 and 40,000 years ago, one of your ancestors did something completely different. Something that changed the entire course of human history. They didn't run from the wolf. They reached out to it. And what happened next is one of the most jaw-dropping stories of survival, instinct, and connection that has ever played out on this planet. Stay till the end, because the last part will completely change how you think about ancient humans and the world they built around them. Today we're talking about one of the greatest partnerships in the history of life on Earth. The moment ancient humans and wolves stopped being enemies and started becoming family. We're talking about the origin of dogs. Not the fluffy house pet sitting on your couch right now. We're talking about the raw, wild beginning of a bond so deep it literally rewired the brains and bodies of two completely different species. And it all started in a world with no rules, no safety, and no guarantees. Let's go back, way back. Tens of thousands of years ago, before farms, before villages, before anything we'd recognize as civilization. Ancient humans were hunters and gatherers. They moved constantly, following animals, searching for food, sleeping under open skies. Life was genuinely dangerous. Every single day was a calculation. How do I eat? How do I stay warm? How do I not get eaten myself? And wolves were everywhere. They were competitors. They hunted the same animals. They were fast, pack-organized, and incredibly smart. From a logical standpoint, wolves and humans should have stayed enemies forever. So how in the world did they end up sleeping in the same caves? Here's where it gets fascinating. It didn't start with humans taming wolves. That's the version most people picture. A brave caveman grabbing a wild wolf pup and training it. But the real story is so much stranger and more interesting than that. Scientists believe it may have actually started with the wolves. Think about what ancient human camps looked like. Fire burning in the center, animal bones and scraps of meat scattered around the edges, warmth, light, and leftover food. To a hungry wolf prowling in the cold dark, that camp would have looked like the best restaurant in the world. Some wolves, the bolder ones, the ones slightly less afraid of humans, started creeping closer to those camps at night, not to attack, just to eat the scraps. And here's the key. The humans noticed. Now, some humans definitely chased those wolves away. Or worse, but others, and this is the part that changed everything, some humans just let them be. Maybe they figured that a wolf hanging around the edges of camp meant a wolf that wasn't hunting their children. Maybe they noticed that when a wolf got too close to something dangerous in the dark, it reacted before the humans did. Maybe they just watched curiously from across the fire. Whatever the reason, a fragile, silent agreement started forming. You don't attack us. We give you food scraps. And both sides benefit. But it went so much deeper than just a food trade. This is where the story gets truly wild. Ancient humans were not the best trackers in the animal kingdom. Wolves were. Wolves could smell prey from miles away. They could hear footsteps in the grass long before any human ear could catch them. They could run down animals that humans simply couldn't outpace. Imagine going on a hunt with an animal that could smell exactly where the deer went. That could circle around in perfect coordination. That could tire out prey over miles of terrain without stopping. Suddenly, ancient humans with wolves by their side could hunt bigger animals. They could cover more ground. They could feed more people. Entire groups survived harsh winters because of what this partnership made possible. The wolf wasn't just a companion. It was a tool of survival that no ancient human could have invented alone, and the wolves benefited too. Hunting with humans meant more successful kills. More food, less risk. Pack life alongside humans turned out to be safer and more productive than competing against them. Both species were, in a very real sense, making each other more powerful. But how did ancient humans figure out the wolves were trustworthy? That's the question, isn't it? Because you can't exactly shake a wolf's paw and ask for a promise. The answer is, they watched. Ancient humans were extraordinary observers. Their survival depended on reading the world around them correctly, and they watched wolves for a long time before they ever got close. They noticed that wolves had families, a mother protecting her pups, a pack member going back for an injured companion, a pair of wolves that stayed together through multiple seasons. These behaviors looked familiar. They looked like something humans did too, and then there was something else. Something that scientists today find genuinely remarkable. Wolves make eye contact, not just in the wild, unfocused way most animals do. Wolves look directly at you, sustained, intentional, communicative eye contact. To an ancient human who relied on reading faces and intentions to survive, that kind of eye contact said something powerful. It said, "I see you. I know you are here. I am not hiding from you." That eye contact created trust. Or, at the very minimum, it created curiosity instead of pure fear. Over thousands and thousands of years, something extraordinary happened to both species. The wolves that stayed closest to humans began to change. The ones that were calmer, less aggressive, more responsive to human cues. Those were the ones that got fed. Those were the ones that survived and had puppies. And those puppies were a little friendlier than their parents. And their puppies were friendlier still. Slowly, over more generations than we can easily imagine, the wolf became something new, smaller, more expressive, more emotionally connected to the humans around them. Eyes that got bigger and rounder, ears that moved differently, faces that could show emotions in ways that humans could read and respond to. The dog was not tamed. The dog evolved alongside us, because of us. And we changed too, becoming more trusting of animals we lived with, more observant, more emotionally connected to creatures that weren't our own species. This wasn't just survival strategy. This was two species choosing each other, over and over, across tens of thousands of years, until the bond became so deep it became biological. Here's something that will hit you differently when you think about it. Scientists have found that when a human and a dog make eye contact today, right now, in the modern world, both the human and the dog release oxytocin. That's the same bonding chemical released between a mother and her newborn baby. The same chemical that fires when you hug someone you love after a long time apart. A prehistoric decision made around a fire in the dark, a human choosing not to chase away a cautious wolf, eventually created a neurological bond that we still feel in our bodies today. Every time your dog looks up at you, every time they press against your leg, every time they wait by the door for you to come home, that's tens of thousands of years of history, compressed into one quiet moment between you and an animal that your ancestors chose to trust before it was safe to do so. Modern life has changed almost everything about how we live. But this one thing, this ancient knowing, this instinct to reach toward a creature that reached toward us, that has not changed at all. The dog on your couch right now is not just a pet. It is living evidence of one of the most extraordinary decisions an ancient human ever made. In a world full of darkness and danger, somebody saw a wolf watching from the shadows, and instead of throwing a rock, they threw a bone. And everything that came from that moment, every dog that has ever loved a human, every human that has ever loved a dog, that